Innovation Week 2023. A lot of cool stuff happened. A lot of people talking about innovation brought to us by our good friends here at TechNL. Regan, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
Absolutely, Alan. My name is Regan Hogan, and I'm co-chair of the GNCTR 2024 Organizing Committee.
Okay, spell that out, man. I don't even know what that is.
Sometimes I don't even know what it is either. So the GNCTR stands for the Great Northern Concrete Toboggan Race.
Okay.
And it's the oldest and largest engineering student design competition in Canada.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're very excited.
Going to need some innovation there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about innovation.
It's all about innovation. Tell me about the event and how it's the longest running engineering event. Tell me about it. Break it down for me.
Correct. So the event started in 1974 in Alberta. And for the first couple decades of the event, it was mostly west coast of Canada. However, it's really expanded and innovated in the last couple decades and moved the whole way across the country. So we're really proud to say that this is actually the first time the event's been in Atlantic Canada.
Okay.
Mon has competed for the last few years, and Dal used to compete back in the day. But this is the first time it's coming to the Eastern Shores here. And to top it all off, this is the 50th anniversary of the competition.
Oh, wow. So engineering schools from across Canada submit teams. What do the teams break down?
Exactly. So currently we have 415 students registered across 18 different universities from across the country. So teams submit and register their school, and then what happens is they all come together for 4 days every year. Throughout the year, they'll build their full concrete toboggan structure, and then they'll come together to the host city for 4 days of networking, school spirit, team competition, a race, and all that.
So they build back in their own university, and then they take it with them.
Yeah,
and
they ship it.
Concrete toboggan?
Yeah.
So break that down for me.
It's hard to explain without seeing it. It's really a unique spectacle. So teams over the course of the year leading up to competition design and build a custom 350-pound metal frame toboggan. The concrete aspect is that the running surface of the toboggan has to be made of concrete.
Okay.
So the part that actually touches snow.
Right.
So the typical design is aluminum tube roll cage over an aluminum base structure with then 4 concrete skis that come down off it in each corner and attach.
And what are the parameters? Is this like NASCAR? You can only use certain things, or are they wide open?
It's really wide open for the most part. The rules are it has to weigh less than 350 pounds.
Okay.
It has to have a fully functioning steering system, fully functioning braking system. It has to have a safety metal roll cage, and they have to have 5 people get in it and ride it down a hill.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So 5 people. So I'm assuming then the team sizes are normally around 5?
It's actually about 28 to 30. Well, some schools are bigger. Some schools will have 40 or 50 engineering students on their team.
Is that right?
But depending on the competition, there's only certain amounts allowed. So our restrictions for our capacity and all that here between the hotels and our venues, we've had to set it at 28 per team.
Wow. And tell me, is this a kind of a mixture of engineers, or is there one type of engineer that traditionally finds himself on this team?
There's usually one type. It's usually mostly civils.
Okay.
I'm a mechanical myself, and I got into it because the civils have no idea how to design a steering system, which fair is fair. So we got tagged in to give a hand with the steering, and that's kind of how most teams do it. It's mostly civils, and then you bring on mechanicals to build out the structures. However, some schools have computer engineers, some have the ocean naval engineers, some have chemical engineers, because it's just such a spectacle, and there's so much camaraderie and school spirit that goes into it that they're lining up at the door to get in. I
get the concrete now and the civil engineering. Now the two are marrying up for me in my head. So that's pretty incredible. So what's the team to beat? Who's been traditionally the leaders here?
Traditionally, it's the University of Toronto.
Okay.
I'm going to attribute that to a budget. I'm going to say they got the budget for it.
They're like the Yankees, are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the UBC will say is the Dodgers, and there's a couple others. But I tell you, you got to look out for Mun this year. Mun actually finished 3rd in this past year's race.
Is that right?
Which, when we went to 2018, our toboggan didn't even make it down the hill.
Right.
So for Mun to be getting to 3rd place now after all these years, it's incredible.
So this sounds like a great event and a great opportunity to introduce Newfoundland to people that perhaps many of them, the first time they will ever see it, right?
Yep.
You know, that's pretty incredible, right? But here's the best part about it. The secret part of this might be enticing them to move to Newfoundland, because we could use more engineers.
It's funny you say that. That's kind of the main sell and the main approach we've taken to it. So our goal as a competition is, first of all, to host innovative and a quality and competitive competition for all of our competitors. But on the flip side, we understand how important of an opportunity this is for Newfoundland and Labrador and for Atlantic Canada in general too. And we understand that it's not every day you get 450 keen, bright engineers coming to St. John's for 4 days from these major city centres all across the country, Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Guelph, Kingston, that are currently facing an affordability crisis. So what a better time, especially as a young person, to come to a city like Newfoundland, come to a city like St. John's that is so unlike anything else you've ever seen, at a spot where the day you graduate, you could probably buy a house at this rate.
Regan, how can people help out? What can people do to make this event successful for you?
The main thing we're looking for is to get in touch with companies that are interested in networking with our students. So like I said, we have 415 students registered from all across the country, and we want to be able to provide companies the opportunity to network with them and speak to them about employment opportunities. So as part of competition, we'll be hosting a career fair that's open to our students throughout our college. It's called our Technical Exhibition Day, where every team sets up their toboggan on display, actually here at the Convention Center in February, for the public to come in and view it. And so alongside that, we'll be offering the opportunity for sponsoring companies to set up booths to network and speak with the students and the general public about openings and employment opportunities they may have.
So this is only a couple of months away, really.
Yeah, February.
Right, so February, not too far away. So how do companies get in touch with you if they want to set up a booth? And I'm telling you, I mean, there'd be all kinds of people wanting engineers, right? So how do they set up a booth, and how do they get in touch with you to do that?
Absolutely. So we can be reached at our website. It's GNCTR2024.ca. or by email at info@gnctr2024.ca.
Well, I got to tell you, man, that sounds like it's going to be a fun thing. Have you competed before?
I have. I competed in 2019 as a student, then went back in 2020 as a judge.
Right. And a good experience all around?
Oh, man. It's unlike anything you've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I bet it is. Yeah, I wish you much success with that. And here we are at Innovation Week, and there's no doubt about it that each one of these entries are going to require a heck of a lot of innovation.
Yeah.
But more importantly, you're bringing all of these engineers to Newfoundland and Labrador, and it's our opportunity to showcase our province in a great way.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much for coming on. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.